Good afternoon. I finally got that right. It is 12:06. I just finished getting ready, so I'm gonna pack up. I don't have to be out of the hotel until 2, but I think I'm gonna go on ahead and check out, and they said they would hold my bag for me so then I can go explore without it and then come back and grab it before I catch my train to New York. I'm so excited. Anyways, since I'm checking out, figured I could show you. This has been my view. That is actually a church, which I find so cool. That is where I've eaten dinner the last 2 nights. And yeah, the White House and everything is just like to the left down the street. It's been super nice. So I'm gonna go on ahead and pack up and head out. Cause there's really, I did a lot yesterday. I wanted to see the Library of Congress. Unfortunately, it's closed on Sundays and today is Sunday. So I'm not gonna be able to do that. I'll just have to do it next time because I do plan to come back. And yeah, so I'm gonna pack and head out. I want to see the front of the White House. I haven't seen the front. I didn't realize it wasn't the front, but now I know it wasn't the front. So I need to do that. What am I looking for? Tripod. That's what I was looking for. So, gonna do that. I'll probably just grab some food and there we go. No glare. Still have not ordered contacts for anybody who follows me on Instagram. It'll happen eventually. Thanks for sending me the link, Mom. So I am going to pack and I'll probably get food and do another picnic because I really like the picnics. They're fun, festive, very fun. Okay, gonna pack. I am packed and now I'm going to measure cornstarch. I'm going to show you how I've been measuring cornstarch because I am not the best at cornstarch while traveling. I'll just be completely honest. There's something on the lens. Hold up. Hi. Okay. So when traveling, obviously it's really important to take cornstarch because everything else around you is just not how it normally is. So you need to make sure that you're taking cornstarch, and most of the times you need to take extra if you're being more active. So like I've been walking way more than normal. So I've been increasing my doses just by like a couple grams because I recognize when I'm traveling, I like to try new food. So like I've had hot chocolate both nights here at the hotel. That's not new. I've had hot chocolate, but it's really good hot chocolate. And I just wanted something warm because it's been cold. I don't want to have coffee at night. So it's hard because you have to adjust. And like obviously hot chocolate isn't the best thing for me, but it's like that is sugar. So my blood sugar is going to go up. And then it's gonna fall. So I need to anticipate that. I've also, this place that I went to for dinner last night, or the night before, had really good French fries. And so I wanted to eat them. And so I just didn't increase my dose. But it's really hard to anticipate all of that. So I only increased my dose by about 2 to 3 grams when traveling or on this particular trip, just so that I can anticipate it, and I obviously check my blood sugar occasionally just to like spot check it. That's important as well. So I'm going to show you how I measure it. I have gotten questions, especially at the AGSD conference. How do you keep your scale clean? I don't. It's so bad. Like there's literally cornstarch in the screen, and this is how I run every single one of my scales, is getting cornstarch in the screen. I don't know how it happens, but I did have a mom and she was like, what do you do? And honestly, sorry Mom, but when mine gets like this, I take it to my mom's house and switch it out and hope that she'll cave in and buy a new one. And most times it works. I've only done it like 2 or 3 times, but this time I've kind of backfired because I forgot my scale that does not currently look like this. So I had to take the one from my mom's house, and now I can barely see it. So I actually have to close the curtains and turn off the lights so I can actually see what the scale says. So I did get a question on Instagram and it was like, how does cornstarch affect your lifestyle? Or does it affect your lifestyle? And it does. Everything about GST affects basically every aspect of my life. And this is one of them. Most people would just be able to leave right now, but I have to measure cornstarch. Hi, Mom. She's texting me. I have to measure cornstarch and it does take time, but in the grand scheme of things, like taking 5 to 10 minutes to measure cornstarch is not as bad as dying. Like, so when you look at it that way, everything's good. So now I'm actually gonna turn off this lamp. Maybe. Okay, who puts the little twisty thing right next to a bar? We're planning. So there's like barely any light in here. Now I'm gonna adjust the camera and show you how I measure cornstarch. Hi, housekeeping was here. And when housekeeping comes by, this is probably the worst angle. It's important to get water, so I got 2 water bottles. Now, for this. I'm struggling. Okay, so when you first put your container on, make sure you press tare. That zeroes out the scale. So that's how I measure cornstarch while traveling. You may have noticed I was pouring it out of the bag that it came in. I have a tendency of forgetting to bring a spoon and forgetting to buy a spoon. And I don't know. With Argo, it's easier. I just take the lid and then curl it into like a little scoop. But with this, it was in a bag, which is why I also had this cup. So any excess I dumped into here. This was from yesterday. I wasn't planning on using it, but I got to like 38.4 grams. And I was like, I just need to get to 40. So the one with all of these have 42 grams, except for the one that says Sunday. That has 40. And then I have one that's empty, but I have 4, and I have my 130, 430, 730 dose. And I should be good. So I have an extra dose anyways. I'm not measuring out my 1030. I'm gonna do that once I get to Tara's house because I just don't want to deal with that, and she does have spoons. So I'm super excited to see everyone. I'm meeting up with my friend tonight in New York. I'm so ready. Also, I don't know if I've addressed it yet, but hold on. Let there be light, am I right? Okay, so I don't know if I've addressed it yet, but when traveling with cornstarch, I measure out a whole day's worth. And even if you're only planning on being on a flight for 2 hours, just do it. I have been stuck in an airport overnight, did not have cornstarch with me, got very, very sick, and ended up getting strep and then scarlet fever, and just everything was out of whack for quite a while. So I have cornstarch all over me. I'll show you how I take care of that as well. So I measure a full day's worth, and then I have all the containers. These are all mismatched. These are all mismatched. Once again, I haven't been doing the best as far as containers go. Taking cornstarch, I've been doing pretty good, 90%, which isn't perfect, which is hard because for this disease, you really have to be perfect if you want to be perfect. Okay, good, my mic's on. This new mic I have to turn on, and I always forget whether or not I turned it on. Yes. Oh, thank you so much. You're very welcome. She's so sweet. She gave me water earlier whenever she knocked, and I asked if I could get one of the little chocolates, and she brought me so many. I obviously can't eat all of these. Oh, she brought me one with every monument. Oh, that's so nice. That's so sweet. Okay. Anyways, where was I? So yes, bring enough for every single day, and then I bring a scale and I find cornstarch wherever I'm at. Now, sometimes that doesn't work out. Like here, the closest grocery store I could find cost $15 to Uber there. and they only had this brand, or a little smaller one. And it's not Argo. Argo is the preferred brand for GSD patients, but at least I have something. And yeah, that's how I travel with it. I always tell security, like right whenever you get up to the line to go through TSA, and those people who are like, make sure you take off your shoes, like please take off your sweater, I just say, hey, I have cornstarch, I have to take it because I have liver disease, do you want me to take it out? I used to not take it out, and then they were like, it looks like you're hiding something, and then I started always taking it out, and I had a few people be like, you don't need to take it out. So now I just ask, do you want me to take it out? That's it. The security at the museums, never questioned it. I didn't even have to say anything, so that was nice. Oh, and I'll show you how I get cornstarch out of clothes. I found this thing at a store called Daiso. Pretty sure it's pronounced Daiso. I call it Daiso. If you're in Texas, it's in Presidio Town Square, right across from Alliance Town Square in Keller, Fort Worth area. It's basically the Japanese version of a $1 store, so it's their 100 yen store, and it is, so everything's like $1.50 to $5, super cheap. So this was only $1.50. It was advertised as like a lint collector. Wow, my parents are really talking to me today. It's advertised as a lint collector, but it has like real YouTube stuff right here. It's like felt. It's a fabric, and it also has a, hello, you can already see cornstarch on it. But this, and then, so as you can see, I have cornstarch on my leg right here. So I just take the fabric portion and you just slide it up and down. Depending on how much cornstarch is there, it may be a little bit thicker. I saw some like way up here. Yeah. And then every once in a while, so I do that, and then every once in a while just like tap this out on a washcloth or something, just like because cornstarch will build up in there. But that's the best thing I found. I know some people use dried toothbrushes to get it out. That just messed up my clothes. So I'm really glad that I found these. I don't know where else you can get them other than that particular store. It's the first place I've found them at. So if anybody finds these, especially online, let me know. I'll link it in a future video if someone finds it. But it works. If you spill cornstarch on you while you're wet, then just let it dry and then use this. Don't try to do it while it's wet. If it's wet, it just gets like a paste and it's gross and it gets stuck in your clothes and it's not fun. So yeah, that's dealing with cornstarch. I also do know people who have GSD who are allergic to cornstarch, and I had a couple questions about that as well. And they actually take tapioca powder, which is super cool. So there are other tapioca starch powder. I think it's starch. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure, but I know it's tapioca, and it's like a powder like cornstarch is, but I don't know if it's called tapioca powder or tapioca starch. But there are ways for people who are allergic to corn or cornstarch to be treated for GSD, which is awesome. And they go through the same thing that all of us that take cornstarch do. They just have a different thing that they buy. And honestly, tapioca anything seems a lot harder to find. So props to you, dude. You're doing awesome. And yeah, so now I'm going to go out and explore. I want to see the front of the White House. I realized I haven't seen the front. So we'll start there. Yeah. I feel like I've talked so much today.
Maybe I never knew what I really